Davina. Now, it's the discount shopping chain that's had a resurgence in popularity and developed a cult following. Kmart has now been crowned the country's #1 department store.
Yeah, and our next guest says the secret to the chain's domination is all down to how it's put the customer in the driver's seat. Let's go over to Joe Munro in Melbourne this morning. Joe, great to see you again. You know, I was reading this article on the weekend about the cult of Kmart. So look, every retailer across Australia is fighting to recreate this new magical Kmart formula. So what's happening? How does it work?
Well, they're doing exactly what we customers have been asking for a lot of retailers for a long time. They're listening to the customer, and it's customer-driven activity. So what they've done is, instead of spending a lot of time and money on the traditional marketing model, they've actually got ground up. So they've got social media tribes following them with hashtags all over the place on Instagram and on Facebook, and customers talking about how much fun they're having shopping Kmart, and that the products are amazing and the value is spectacular. So with everyone's exuberance, they're talking to their friends who had been going back into Kmart, and it's just an avalanche of Kmart exuberance.
I feel like I'm left out now. See, I need to get my Kmart on.
Well, Kmart, they don't do sales, so how does that play into their marketing strategy, Joe?
Their strategy is massive value, and we've had a value discussion for a year now, talking about how it's about value and people don't buy cheap, they buy on what value is. And they have really beautiful products, really fashionable, great colours, you know, very similar to the latest designer sort of styles, but for really outrageous value, so really good pricing. And then what happens there is, because you're not spending a fortune, you're quite happy to go back and replace that item, probably quicker than you would. So for their furniture, for instance, there are beautiful chairs that are $49. Now, normally if you buy one of those tub chairs, it might be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. You're not replacing those overnight. But because you spent $49, you'll probably go back and buy, you know, the latest fashion next year or the year after. So because the value's so good, they're getting a lot of repeat business, and people are doing the fashionable shopping rather than just buying a piece and keeping it forever.
The cult of Kmart.
It's a thing. Yeah. It's a real thing.
Thank you very much, Joe. Coming up, why Seinfeld